When we lost at that level, we took the petition to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights of the Organization of American States, the organ of the OAS where I first found out about the situation. That case is still pending. The United States has fought it tooth and nail. The United States has not prevailed to date. However, there is a problem, and the problem is mainly with this. I don't want to be too political, but this current administration has thumbed its nose on all the international human rights forums. The Organization of American States, Inter-American Commission on Human Rights is no exception. I had another case there, for instance, on behalf of a person on death row in Texas. The OAS issued an order for the United States to stay the execution. They did not. The human rights forums around the world are in a crisis because several of the major superpowers, we being one of them, is in an attitude of defiance of human rights and the international forums, much less implementation of human rights through legal remedy in the United States. This puts us all at risk, regardless of origin. It is my belief that the Organization of American States may be waiting for the United States to have maybe a change of heart when it comes to human rights and humanitarian law and support for international human rights forums. I can't be certain because I can only converse with the Commission through legal documents. But from having worked there and knowing that in certain circumstances in the past where a country was being very, very resistant, there is a tendency to want to salvage the forum. If any legal entity issues a decision and the governments defy it, it weakens the whole system. And right now in the European Court of Human Rights, there's a similar situation. In the European Court of Justice, there's another situation. And of course, with the United States' relationship with the International Court of Justice of the United Nations, where there is judicial resistance by the United States. So we're kind of in a limbo position right now with these actions, and the Latin American Japanese case is no exception. Obviously, I would like to have a positive ruling by the Organization of American States, which can also perhaps inspire Congress of the United States to also address all the other ethnic groups that were involved in the similars, the German Americans, the Italian Americans, and others, and that will also, such a ruling will also give the United States government a message that that kind of behavior will not be tolerated today either, which leads me to today. Many of you are aware, of course, about some of the comments made by candidates running for president and vice president. But for me, one of the absolute worst was when a member of the audience in a presentation by Senator McCain, I'm following Joe Biden.
Yeah, right.
Senator McCain, a woman in a red T-shirt who said that she was very worried because Barack Obama was an Arab.
I don't trust him, he's an Arab.
I don't trust him, he's an Arab. But the implication was that he was Arab. And Senator McCain said, "Oh, no, he isn't. He's a good American." As if a person, an American of Arab origin, would not be a good American. Most of the people have reacted to the fact that he was trying to lower the hostility level of his followers, but they didn't pick up on the slur to Arab Americans or Arabs in general. And it is a little bit troubling because Syria is one of the countries that our current administration says are bad guys. And yet we're sending people illegally to Syria where they are brutally tortured. The whole point of sending them there is so they will be tortured. We're in a situation now where if any of you in this room were to disappear tomorrow, I legally would not know what to do. I do not know of any legal recourse available because the anti-terrorism laws and other laws that have been written in so many places in our laws, it's not just the Patriot Act. It's in every single place there can possibly be a restriction of rights, an obliteration of protections based on ethnicity, human rights, whatever. It's all through our system now, and it was put through when, unfortunately, there was sort of a uniparty rule. Just to think about that. If they decide that anyone in this room is a risk for whatever reason and come and get you, like they came and got the Latin Americans, the Peruvians, etc., of Japanese ancestry, there's no place to go. The few legal remedies that people have sought have all failed or are near failure. And we can't even guarantee habeas corpus. We can't even find some of the people that we know are taken. And courts are not even allowing habeas corpus. I cannot tell you how serious this is, and I cannot tell you how concerned I am if and when some of these cases lose on appeal and the only then remedy will be the Supreme Court. And if that fails, the only place we can go is the Organization of American States, which the United States defies. So if this event does anything, I hope it provides you with kind of information so in addition to supporting the redress attempts from World War II, you are extremely vigilant about possibilities that can occur in the year 2008, and that you will join in our groups as we seek all these places in our laws for immigrants, for non-immigrants, based on ethnicity, whatever, where your rights, your neighbor's rights, have been eroded in a way that is, from my perspective, legally terrifying. We cannot be a country above the law. We have to be a country of the laws. The human rights laws are the law of the land. Humanitarian law, or the law of armed conflict, is the law of the land. It was the law of the land in World War II. It's the law of the land today, and if we defy it, our own soldiers are at terrible risk, because if we're not going to comply, why should anyone else? And the international system breaks down into the law of the jungle. This is a very, very critical time in the United States. I have been so frustrated trying to get redress for the past violations and trying to get awareness or legal remedy for the present violations. But I think if we all stay informed and work together, we can maybe take first maybe some baby steps, and then maybe some giant steps, and then maybe finally we can bring our country back on track. Thank you very much.